Exotics. I sometimes hear from newer and even some veteran players how they feel overwhelmed because of the sheer amount of content in the game. I mean, we have over 800 weapons and we have over 100 exotic weapons to choose from. How are we supposed to know what's good and what's bad in PvE? Well, I'm here to answer that question for you guys today. I am giving you guys my 6 favorite exotics to run in PvE activities. I am focusing this list more on in-game PvE activities, so if that's your thing, I hope you enjoy the video. Guys, before we get into it, please remember to like and subscribe. Now let's get into the list. Up first, we have the Divinity. Divinity is an exotic trace rifle that weakens the target it is hitting, debuffing that target by 15%. Divinity also forms a large sphere under or around the target that the beam is hitting. When shot, the sphere acts as a crit spot on the enemy being hit, making it super easy to hit your crits on a boss. Divinity is amazing for boss DPS. It also stuns overload champions, making it incredibly useful in in-game activity. Divinity is the most difficult weapon on this list to obtain, as you have to complete the Divine Fragmentation quest, which involves completing the Garden of Salvation raid. If you're able to get your hands on the Divinity, your fire team is going to love you, and you'll find yourself melting bosses in no time. Up next, we have the Wishender exotic bow, which can highlight enemies through walls. The Wishender also fires a very hard-hitting arrow that can pierce barrier champions intrinsically. These arrows can also pierce hobgoblin armor, and what I think is really funny is even Vex Hydra shields. The Wishender is somewhat of a difficult weapon to obtain since you have to complete the exotic quest Wishender, which requires completing the Shattered Throne dungeon and doing a series of steps during the dungeon. However, if you manage to get your hands on this bow, you'll essentially have an infinite ammo bow that can break every single shield in the game, stun barrier champions, and even do fairly good boss DPS when you run out of your heavy or your special ammo weapons. The Wishender dominates in-game PvE activities. The Arbalist is a beast of a linear fusion rifle and my personal favorite weapon in the game. The Arbalist is a special ammo linear fusion rifle in the kinetic slot that fires a massive slug that, like the Wishender, can shoot through any shield in the game. It intrinsically stuns barrier champions and is a great backup DPS weapon if you run out of heavy ammo. If you unlock the Catalyst, the Arbalist gains an extra round in the magazine, it gains bonus handling, reloads its magazine when you break a shield, which is like all the time, and kinetic weapons do more damage to targets that the Arbalist stuns. The Arbalist can be easily obtained through a quest that Shao Han gives you. Guys, give the Arbalist a shot, I promise you will not regret it. The Wither Horde is an exotic special ammo grenade launcher in the kinetic slot. The Wither Horde fires a blight that causes an area of effect damage on the ground or on a larger enemy. The Wither Horde is widely considered to be the best exotic weapon for PvE activities, and that's for good reason. The Wither Horde has amazing ad clear. Just fire a grenade at a choke point or an enemy spawn point and watch everything die. The Wither Horde can easily kill 5 to 10 enemies per shot and can even kill and severely damage yellow and orange bar enemies. The Wither Horde also excels at boss DPS. Just fire the grenade on the boss, then switch to your heavy weapon and do a ton of damage. Once the Catalyst is unlocked, the Wither Horde is given auto-loading holster, making this weapon a fire and forget about it ad clearing machine. The Wither Horde can be easily obtained at the Monument of Lost Lights in the tower. Thunderlord is an exotic light machine gun in the heavy slot. It generates lightning strikes above targets that are being fired at. It also fires faster and more accurately the longer the trigger has been held down. I've got to say, it's never a bad idea to take Thunderlord into any PvE activity, as it has amazing ad clear and boss damage potential. The lightning strikes are very powerful for damaging higher health enemies, and once the Catalyst has been attained, the Thunderlord will partially reload every time it generates lightning, which is a lot. Additionally, the Thunderlord stuns overload champions, making it a beast in in-game activities. Thunderlord is currently obtainable as a world drop through exotic engrams. Last up is the Gallarhorn. Gallarhorn is possibly the most infamous Destiny exotic, and that's for good reason. This rocket launcher fires a powerful rocket that, upon impact with the target, splits into smaller tracking rockets called Wolfpack rounds. In addition to Gallarhorn already being super powerful on its own, it also buffs your nearby allies' legendary rocket launchers, giving all of those rocket launchers Wolfpack rounds as well. Once you have the catalyst, the magazine size goes from 1 to 2 rounds and strengthens Wolfpack rounds. Gallarhorn is an iconic rocket launcher obtained from the Bungie 30th anniversary pack. Guys, that is all I have for you. That is the end of my list. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. What's your favorite exotic in the game? Maybe I left one out. Maybe I'll have to make a part 2 with 5 or 6 more really good PVE exotics. That's all I'm going to have for you guys for now. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video, and please consider subscribing. Guys, have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.